CNES
les
and to
partenaires
all of you
industriels,
following
l'ESA
the
et le
broadcast on the
CNES.
internet. We hope
Et
you are
vous tous
enjoying
qui
it.
nous
If you're not
suivez,
settled
j'espère
in,
que vous
pull
passez
up
une
a
bonne
chair
soirée.
and enjoy the launch, because
Profitez
we're going to
du
cut away
lancement.
and let you listen to the
Vous
DDO,
allez
and he will call out the
écouter
final
le
seconds.
DDO pour les
Remember, the
dernières
cryo-arms will
secondes.
open
Et
at
les
about
bras
minus
cryo
7
vont
seconds.
s'ouvrir à moins
Voici
7
le
secondes.
DDO, attention pour le décompte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Allumage Vulcain. Allumage EAP, décollage. Les paramètres bord sont nominaux.
18:15 and right on time.
18h15,
Ariane 5 began her mission lifting off
La propulsion est nominale.
in French Guiana with a lot of fire. Nice shot of the
avec un
birds on the
décollage
port side as she
depuis le
took off. I
sol
don't know if
guyanais.
you could see that.
Je ne sais pas si vous avez
The
vu
DDO is
les
saying that
images.
everything is going
Le
smoothly
DDO
on
nous
board
annonce
as
que
Ariane
tout est
begins her mission,
nominal.
the seventh for Ariane
Ariane
Space.
Tous les paramètres à bord sont
démarre
normaux.
la 7e mission de l'année et mettre en orbite 2 nouveaux satellites pour des
The two
clients.
boosters are providing
à travers
90%
le
of our
monde.
thrust right now, propelling the
90% de la
launcher
poussée
along her
vient
trajectory
des
at an ever
EAP.
higher
La
velocity.
vitesse s'accélère.
774 tons is her mass at
La masse
liftoff.
au décollage
She's burning
est
5
de
tons of fuel per
774
second,
tonnes.
2.5 tons
5
in each booster,
tonnes
plus the
d'ergols
core
sont brûlées
stage in
par
the middle
seconde.
is burning another 300
Ça, c'est
kilos
pour les
of fuel
EAP. Et
every
pour
second.
l'étage principal, il y a
And Ariane
encore
5 now
300 kilos
following
brûlés
the
par
program
seconde.
in her onboard computer, which
C'est
is located on
l'ordinateur
the upper
embarqué
stage.
qui donne
This gives all the
les
orders,
commandes,
including stage
y compris
separations,
pour les
which we will
La
séparations.
propulsion est nominale, la trajectoire est nominale, tous les paramètres à bord sont normaux.
propulsion and trajectory normal, says the DDO.
Tout est nominal.
We're in the
que ce soit
first
la
of
propulsion ou la
4 flight
trajectoire.
phases.
Nous
We'll describe
sommes
each in
maintenant
turn
dans
and in
la
detail so you can follow Ariane
première
as she
de
heads east
4 phases.
across the Atlantic.
Et vous allez
Right now, the first flight
suivre
phase.
avec
The
nous.
single first
C'est
stage
maintenant la
engine and the
première
two boosters are
phase.
burning.
Le
The
SC et
boosters will
les
each
EAP
consume
fonctionnent. Les EAP
240
vont
tons in just over 2 minutes, another
brûler
20 seconds roughly for them to
chacun
burn.
240 tonnes en à peu près 2 minutes
Tous les paramètres à bord
avant
sont
d'être
normaux.
éteints.
We're 15 kilometers from the pad
Nous
here
sommes à 15 km du pas de tir,
Jupiter.
ici à Jupiter.
Séparation des deux EAP.
All right, those are the separation of the two boosters.
Voilà,
You saw
donc
that.
c'était
The
la
DDO
séparation
confirmed it.
des EAP. Cela a été
This is
confirmé
what it
par le
looks like
DDO.
up there. There is
Et
one
voilà les images
on
de
the left-hand
synthèse.
side of the
Vous
vehicle,
voyez
outside of
à
out of the camera
gauche,
range. Before the boosters are empty, their push
avant
diminishes, and the onboard computer, the same one,
la
senses this drop in
séparation.
acceleration and separates
En
them.
fait, une seconde après avoir
And they fall
détecté le
500
ralentissement des
kilometers
EAP,
from shore
l'ordinateur
into a
embarqué
protected
déclenche leur
area.
séparation et il retombe
Guiana
dans une
wasn't
zone
part, remember,
protégée à
chosen
500
as
Tous les
km
paramètres à
du
bord sont
littoral.
normaux, la
On
propulsion est
the ocean,
nominale.
La
launches
Guyane
posing
a
no
été
threat to local
choisie en
population.
grande partie à cause de son position sur la mer.
Take a look
Il n'y
at the
a
bottom of
aucun
your
danger pour
screen.
la
On the left,
population
altitude,
locale.
on the right, our
Regardez en bas de
speed.
votre
We're over 100
écran
kilometers,
pour l'altitude
and
et
we're
la
past
vitesse.
2 kilometers
Vous
per
voyez les chiffres
second. We're
à
getting
l'écran.
close to the separation
Nous
of the
nous
fairing, which will be
approchons
next up.
du moment de la séparation de la coiffe.
And there we are, right on time.
Séparation de la coiffe.
Kilometers. Revealing the silver box on the top is Helisat
Et
Inmarsat.
vous voyez Helisat
Separation is
Inmarsat.
given by 2 pyrotechnic cords,
Il
and
y
there's one
a
half you
deux
can see, the
systèmes
other half on the right
pyrotechniques
side
qui
out of
déclenchent la
camera range.
séparation.
These cords actually remove
fait,
the fairing by a
qu'est-ce qui se
contained
passe?
explosion, very small
Il y a
explosion,
une petite
that
explosion
pushes the two
qui
parts of the fairing
libère les
apart.
deux parties de la coiffe
We can
qui se
separate the fairing now.
séparent.
Why? Because we're out of
Pourquoi
the
est-ce que nous
dense
pouvons
layers
nous
of the
débarrasser
atmosphere.
de la coiffe? C'est parce que nous avons
And,
quitté les
neither
couches
friction
denses de
nor heating, which
l'atmosphère.
could disturb
Il n'y
the
a plus de
passengers.
frottement
Also,
ni de
we can get rid
chaleur
of
qui
any
aurait pu
delay.
perturber les
nominale.
passagers.
The fairing weighs almost 2.5
Et nous pouvons
tons,
nous
so
débarrasser
we don't
aussi
need it
du
anymore. We
poids
let it go.
mort, c'est-à-dire les 2,5 tonnes
Ariane
de la
5, of
coiffe.
course,
Nous n'en
the
avons
heavy
plus besoin.
lift launch vehicle. The other
Ariane
two
5 est bien
members
sûr
of
le
the
lanceur
family
lourd.
Soyuz,
Il y a
lifting
deux autres membres de la
middle-sized
famille,
payloads,
Soyuz
2
le
and 3
lanceur
tons.
moyen
Vega, the light
pour 2 et
lift
3
vehicle
tonnes, et
for
La
Vega
trajectoire est
le
nominale.
lanceur
Our next
léger.
film gives you a closer look at one of our
Passons au
upper
film
passenger operators,
suivant.
Helisat 3.
Où vous allez apprendre un peu plus sur Helisat 3.
Welcome to the HelasSat world, your gateway to satellite services right in the heart of Europe.
And liftoff of the Lockheed Martin Atlas V rocket carrying the first satellite for the countries of Greece and Cyprus.
HelasSat is a premium satellite communications solutions provider founded in 2001 and acquired by Arabsat in 2013. Its powerful orbital position at 39 degrees east makes HelasSat organization an established brand name in a highly competitive satellite environment. With ground facilities located in Greece and Cyprus, HelasSat provides end-to-end, reliable and supreme quality satellite services in Europe, South Africa and the Middle East.
A high-skilled team of satellite network engineers in Greece and Cyprus provide our customers with fully reliable services that meet their communication needs when and wherever is required.
HelasSat serves leading DTH operators by delivering content to more than 3 million households while providing cost-effective solutions to enterprises and governments that want to expand connectivity to every location of their network in the coverage areas.
Our focus is to provide solutions to our customers through our satellites in Europe, Middle East and South Africa.
As of June 2017, the new geostationary satellite HelasSat 3 will offer service continuity and expansion over 39 degrees east until the end of the year 2034.
HelasSat 3 Inmarsat S is a joint venture between HelasSat and Inmarsat. The HelasSat payload will operate 47 Ku transponders and 9 K channels covering Europe, Middle East and South Africa. The HelasSat 3 Inmarsat S satellite is based on the Spacebus 4000 C4 platform and is one of the largest satellites manufactured by Thales Alenia Space.
The launch and operation of HelasSat 3, to be followed by HelasSat 4 in 2018, are proof that HelasSat is becoming year by year a more powerful and competitive satellite organization, providing further flexible, scalable, and efficient HelasSat services to an even greater market across 3 continents.
Greece and Cyprus, from the ancient times, were the crossroads of civilizations and the crossroads of trade between Middle East, Africa, and Europe. Our ambition is HelasSat to play this role, to be the window of Middle East and Africa to Europe.
At HelasSat, we believe that leveraging our deep expertise to provide fast, reliable, and cost-effective solutions to our customers is at the core of everything we do. HelasSat, growing connections, brighter horizons.
The film mentioned HelasSat 4 to be launched
Vous
next
avez
year. That new
entendu
satellite will be
parler
launched also
pendant le
by
film
Ariane
d'HelasSat
Space.
4 qui sera
We should
lancé
have a launch
l'année
replay
prochaine
coming
par
up for
Ariane
you.
Espace. Nous allons bientôt revoir
There we
le
are. That's the first
décollage.
one. We
Voilà.
may have several shots
Et d'ailleurs, je
of
pense que vous
the
aurez
launch
plusieurs
vehicle replay.
occasions
You
de
can relive
revoir
those
le
moments
décollage.
as Ariane 5 took off from the
C'était
pad
le
close to 8
décollage
minutes ago.
d'Ariane
We have
5
cameras at several of the
il y a
half-dozen observation sites
8
that are
minutes
stationed
environ.
at the base.
Il y a
And they
plusieurs
furnish us
caméras
with
qui se
shots from different
trouvent
angles.
sur
Here's the second
différents
one.
sites qui
We should have
donnent
more. I
des
think we can have a
différentes
third
prises
one.
de
The
vue. Je
closest
pense que nous allons en
Il reste moins de
observation
8
site is
minutes de
called
propulsion
Toucan,
de l'EPC.
like Bird. And many of our
Le site le plus
VIPs
proche
are
du
out
pas de
there
tir est Toucan,
tonight, and
où
that's
se trouvent
closest
pas
to the
mal de
base,
nos
about 4
invités
kilometers.
ce soir.
Wonderful view.
Toucan se trouve à environ 4 km
We're in
du
the
pas de
second
tir. Nous
powered
sommes
flight phase.
maintenant dans la
The single
deuxième
engine core stage
phase
is burning now.
propulsée.
While you were
avec
watching the film, we were
l'étage
also picked up by our first downrange tracking
principal
station
qui
in
fonctionne.
Natal over
Et
the
pendant le
border
film, nous avons
in our
eu
neighbor,
la première
Brazil.
acquisition par la première station aval
fast mission
à
tonight.
Natal en Brésil.
HelasSat Inmarsat will be on station in just 10 days. Mickey
HelasSat
Frank of Inmarsat this
Inmarsat
morning told us that
sera en
last month they
poste d'ici
launched
10
from
jours.
Florida and the satellite won't be on station
Inmarsat
until
nous a dit
early
ce matin
August
que le
because the
satellite
mission's
lancé
different
depuis la
involving
Floride le mois dernier
electrical
n'arrivera en
orbit
position
rating and
que
such things,
début
but
août. C'est
today.
lié aux
They're gonna be right
activités
there in
de
a
rehaussement
week
électrique
and
d'orbite. Mais la
just
mission
a
de
few
ce soir
Extinction
est
de
très
l'EPC
différente.
sur commande de guidage.
There you saw the extinction of the
Et séparation de
lower
l'EPC.
stage and the
De voir
separation, and watch the nozzle
l'extinction
on
de
the upper stage. There
l'EPC,
it
la
is,
séparation aussi.
turning right on. These 3 commands,
Les 3 commandes,
extinction and separation,
extinction,
Allumage de l'EPC.
séparation
ignition of the
à
upper
l'étage
stage, given by the
inférieur
onboard
et
computer
allumage de l'étage
in about
supérieur
13 seconds.
sont
And
donnés
our
par
onboard camera giving a shot
l'ordinateur
of
embarqué.
the
Et
lower
voilà
stage
la
falling back into the Atlantic
caméra embarquée
off
qui
the
nous
Gulf
donne
of Guinea.
une vue de
We are now
la
in the
retombée
third
dans
powered
la
flight
mer au
phase, the
large de
single
Guinée.
upper
Nous
stage
sommes
engine
maintenant
that'll
dans
burn
la
until
troisième
plus
phase
25 minutes,
propulsée qui va
or
durer
16
environ
minutes roughly.
16 minutes.
Job of the upper stage is to take
L'étage
the satellites to
supérieur
their injection
va
point,
accompagner les
position them
satellites
for
vers leur point
separation,
d'injection, les
and then
positionner en vue de leur
release them.
séparation
That's its
et puis les
propulsion
larguer.
role, but it has a
Ça,
second
c'est
role
le
that
rôle
comes during its ballistics phase, and we'll
de
get back
l'étage
to
du
that
point de vue de
in
la
a while.
propulsion. Mais il y a
Our
un
next
deuxième
film,
rôle
another
et
look
on en
at our
verra un
first
peu plus
passenger,
lors
this
de la
time on
phase
the
balistique.
Inmarsat side.
Regardons maintenant ce qui se passe côté Inmarsat.
In June 2014, almost exactly 3 years ago, Inmarsat first announced the creation of an integrated satellite and complementary ground network across Europe, seeking to take advantage of a visionary and unique commercial and technological opportunity created by the European Commission's DG Connect and subsequently supported to the hilt by 28 member state telecoms regulators. This new network, we said, would uniquely combine space-based and ground-based infrastructure to build a seamless, integrated network across the whole European Union that would deliver the most advanced aviation passenger Wi-Fi experience anywhere in the world. No network like this has ever been built before. And so the idea of the European Aviation Network, or EAN, was born. What we and our partners have achieved in just 36 months from that date is, frankly, amazing. We've commissioned an S-band payload from our partner Thales Alenia Space, which is today being launched into an orbital slot over Europe by Ariane. And we've constructed and fully tested the satellite ground infrastructure. We've also built a unique strategic partnership with Deutsche Telekom, one of the world's leading integrated telecommunications companies, to design, build and maintain the LTE-based ground network and to be our preferred provider of ISP services across the EAN. Deutsche Telekom continues to make good progress with the build-out of this complementary ground component network covering the highest density airline routes. We signed international airline groups, which includes world-renowned airline brands such as British Airways, Iberia, Aer Lingus and Vueling, as our launch customer for the new service. IAG plans to equip in excess of 300 aircraft with our EAN service and aims to have 90% of its short-haul fleet ready for commercial service by early 2019. And if all that wasn't enough, we've also secured all 28 EU territory mobile satellite service authorizations, plus Norway and Switzerland. And 27 countries have to date provided us with authorizations or in-principle approvals for the complementary ground component. To have done all this in just 36 months is a testament to the skill and dedication of multiple teams across Inmarsat and to the strength of our world-class network of partners. So today, with the launch of Inmarsat S-EAN, we see the plan for the European Aviation Network achieve another key milestone. The hard work, of course, is far from over. During the coming weeks and months, we will place the satellite into its orbital position before commencing a rigorous series of tests. In parallel, Deutsche Telekom will continue rolling out the complementary ground component across 31 countries in Europe, while our manufacturing partners complete production of the integrated satellite and air-to-ground avionics, which will enable EAN to operate as a fully integrated service. All this effort is focused on turning the concept of the European Aviation Network into the reality of an operational commercial service in the second half of this year. I'll conclude by offering my sincere gratitude to all my colleagues at Inmarsat, our engineering teams, our regulatory teams, our aviation team, and many, many others who have worked tirelessly not just to deliver a unique service that will transform the experience of airline passengers throughout Europe in the years to come, but to have achieved so much in just 3 years. And finally, I must also offer my thanks to our vital EAN strategic partners, to Deutsche Telekom, Thales Alenia Space, Thales Aviation, Cobham, and of course, today of all days, our trusted launch provider, Ariane. Thank you.
While you were watching that film, we were
Pendant le
picked up by our
film,
next
nous avons eu
downrange
la
tracking station,
deuxième
Ascension
acquisition
Island, tiny island
par
out in
la
the South
station
Atlantic,
aval
10 square kilometers,
d'Ascension, une petite
belongs
île
to the
dans
UK.
l'Atlantique
NASA
du Sud.
had a
C'est
station
une
there
île
till
britannique.
1989 when they
La
closed
NASA
it.
y avait
ESA
une station
decided to
jusqu'en
build its own.
89 et cela a été
All of
fermé.
Ariane's
L'ESA a décidé
trajectory
d'en
has been
construire une.
designed to be followed from
La
the ground. The
trajectoire
launcher sends
d'Ariane est
radar
conçue pour être suivie
back
depuis
to
le
this
sol.
network of stations that
Le
keep
lanceur
constant
envoie
watch on the health of her
des
systems.
signaux radar et
Ascension
de
Island,
télémesures.
Natal before
Et il y a le
and
réseau de
others to come.
stations qui
A final
suit
film on
tout ce qui se
Hellasat
passe.
Inmarsat for you now
Passons
with a look at its builder,
un autre film sur
Thales Alenia
Hellasat
Space.
Inmarsat, mais du point de vue du constructeur Thales Alenia Space.
European airline passengers will soon be able to watch YouTube on the plane or surf the web thanks to the partnership between 4 parties. The strong ties between ourselves at Thales Alenia Space and Inmarsat, Hellasat and Arabsat have been instrumental in bringing Inmarsat S-band, Hellasat Sat3 to fruition. We have developed a powerful and high-performance satellite with a unique combination of mobile, broadcast, and fixed satellite services, using Thales Alenia Space Spacebus 4000 platform. Inmarsat S-band mission will deliver, as a complement of GX constellation, in-flight internet to rival what we get on the ground. The Hellasat 3 mission will provide advanced telecom services in Europe and Africa. I want to thank everyone involved, all the partners, and Ariane Space. This venture will transform passenger connectivity over Europe and the high-definition broadcast from 39 degrees east. Everyone at Thales Alenia Space joins me in wishing Inmarsat, Hellasat, Arabsat, and their customers the very best for these exciting missions.
Couple of minutes left in the upper stage burn. Cutoff due, remember, at plus 25 minutes.
Pour l'étage supérieur et
Inmarsat and
son
Hellasat sharing
fonctionnement.
what they call the
Inmarsat
condo,
et
the
Hellasat
condominium
partagent ce qu'on appelle
Two
un
independent
satellite
missions
condo
on
pour
one
condominium.
satellite doesn't happen
Donc
every
deux
day.
missions
So for
indépendantes
this
sur
mission,
un
we have
seul
two
satellite, ce qui est
satellites,
assez
but
rare.
3 customers
Nous avons pour la mission
and 3
d'aujourd'hui
clients
2 satellites, mais
for
3
flight number
clients.
238.
Et ceci pour
One of them,
VA
Inmarsat, the
238.
International Maritime
Inmarsat,
Satellite
qui est l'Organisation
Organization,
internationale des communications maritimes par satellite,
Ariane Space is launched for
lance
them.
ou fait
It's
lancer
the
par
very
Ariane
first
Sat
launched
le 9e
for
satellite.
Hellasat.
Mais c'est
We're
le
going to
premier
turn
pour
to our
Hellasat.
second passenger, our
Regardons
first
maintenant
film now
le
on
deuxième
Israel,
passager. Nous
GSAT
allons
17.
regarder un film sur GSAT 17.
Communication satellites have revolutionized telecommunication and broadcasting services worldwide. Many services today, such as television broadcast, telephoning, radio networking, internet, banking communications, rely in varying degrees on these communication outposts in deep space. Starting with the direction provided by the great visionary Dr. Vikram Sarabhai in the 70s, satellite instructional television experiment was our first twist of television broadcast through a communication satellite. With sight, television entered the home of the common man.
It will be our constant endeavor in the years to come to provide the peaceful uses of outer space for the real problems of this nation.
What followed was nothing short of a revolution. With its series of INSAT and GSAT communication satellites, ISRO strongly went forward on these lines, serving various needs of our nation. While some of the INSAT satellites carried both communication and meteorological payloads, the GSAT series is dedicated to communication services only. GSAT 17 is ISRO's indigenous communication satellite, built on its proven I-3K spacecraft bus or platform. It will provide continuity to fixed satellite services in C and extended C-band, and mobile satellite services in S-band, which were provided earlier by the older Inmarsat satellites. GSAT-17 is structured around a 3.1 meter carbon fiber reinforced plastic central cylinder, which houses the oxidizer and fuel tanks. North and south panels of the structure accommodate the majority of payload and bus system packages. These have embedded heat pipes for efficient thermal management. This 3,475 kilogram spacecraft carries payloads in C, extended C and S-band. It also carries a data relay transponder and search and rescue payload. One lower extended C-band transponder will provide connectivity to Antarctica. Two deployable dual-graded reflectors are mounted on the east and west sides of the spacecraft. The Earth viewing side contains a short backfire antenna, MSS band prime focal reflector antenna, and two microstrip patch array antennas for payload. It also has a global horn and an omni antenna for telemetry tracking and command operations. The spacecraft has deployable solar panels for generating electrical power. These are mounted on the north and south sides of the structure. These panels contain advanced triple junction or ATJ solar cells, which have the capacity to generate around 6 kilowatts of electrical power. The two solar array drive assemblies are used for maximizing solar flux on its solar panels by continuously orienting the solar panels towards the sun. The lithium-ion batteries will provide essential power to the payload and bus systems during periods of eclipse. Upon its launch, the satellite will be injected into an elliptical geotransfer orbit, in which its shortest distance from Earth, called perigee, will be around 250 kilometers, and its farthest point from the Earth, called apogee, shall be around 36,000 kilometers. The liquid apogee motor of the satellite will then be fired to raise the perigee of satellite to 36,000 kilometers, which will make its orbit circular and geosynchronous. This is called orbit raising maneuver. The satellite contains approximately 1,925 kilograms of propellant for its orbit raising, as well as for station keeping corrections by its attitude and orbit control system during its lifetime. The creation and assembly of this satellite has been a collective effort of Team ISRO, spread across the country. ISRO Satellite Center, ISAC, Bangalore, did the configuration design, development of many bus systems, testing and assembly of the spacecraft. Space Applications Center, Ahmedabad, realized the communication payload. Many other subsystems like inertial elements, sensors, propulsion, composites, etc. were delivered by IISU, LEOS, LPSC and VSSC respectively. Many industries also produced and supplied different subsystems. Master Control Facility, Hassan, will carry out all the mission operations during expected lifetime. This communication outpost is expected to soar into space aboard Ariane 5 rocket, VA-238 mission from Kourou in French Guiana on 28th of June 2017 at 20:59 hours UTC. It will be located in geostationary orbit and is expected to serve the nation for 15 years.
Less than a minute to go in the upper stage.
Il reste moins de 1 minute de propulsion de l'ESCA. Tous les paramètres à bord sont normaux.
Some other key players, other dramatis personae, these are the satellite mission directors.
Et vous voyez
They
à
decide
l'écran
if their satellite
d'autres acteurs clés
is
de la
ready for
mission de
launch.
ce soir, les directeurs de
They
mission
follow the
satellite.
campaign
Ce sont
and
eux
give
qui
the
décident
okay
si le
for
satellite
each
est prêt pour le
stage of
lancement,
its
ils suivent la
preparation.
campagne et la
All that
préparation
going on
avec le
here at the
responsable.
CSG, Europe Spaceport, the world's only
Ils sont l'un
dedicated
des acteurs
commercial
clés
space
du
base.
CSG, le centre
Ariane
spatial
Space
guyanais,
operating the
l'une des
launcher
seules bases,
family
la
here,
seule base commerciale
and
au
Ariane
monde.
Space having another very busy year here at Europe's
L'année est encore
Spaceport. One reason being that
très occupée
launches
pour Ariane Espace
at
ici
the
au
base
centre
are getting
spatial.
closer and
Les lancements se
closer
rapprochent
together.
de plus en plus.
This is thanks to a shorter and shorter
Et ceci
time
grâce à
between
des délais de
launches.
plus en plus
Less than
courts entre les
15
lancements,
days
moins de
between
15
most of
jours
the 6
pour
launches
plusieurs
so
des
far
6
this
lancements
year.
qui ont eu lieu cette année.
Ariane's mission proceeding on schedule. We're coming up on
Tout se
extinction
passe comme prévu.
of the upper
On
stage.
attend
You'll see
Extinction de l'ESCA.
There we go.
Et voilà,
DDO
vous
has
avez entendu
confirmed
le
extinction
DDO
of
annoncer
the upper stage
l'extinction de
right on
l'ESCA.
time. So Ariane has hit her maximum speed. You
Ariane
can
5
see
a atteint sa vitesse
on the
maximale.
bottom right, which just
Vous le
disappeared,
voyez
but it'll come
en bas
back.
de l'écran.
9.3
Ça a disparu, mais cela paraît apparaître.
kilometers per second. You see the
Vous
speed
Début
is
des
dropping
manœuvres
already.
en vue de
By the
la
time
libération
she
du
separates
satellite
GSAT,
HS3-IS.
At 39 minutes, she'll be down to 7.3
Cette vitesse
kilometers.
va décroître
per
progressivement.
second. All is functioning normally on board.
Tout se
You're
passe comme
watching
prévu à bord.
Ariane spaceflight number
Vous regardez
238.
le
Take a
vol
look now at
Ariane
a film outlining the
238.
relationship between Ariane
Regardons maintenant un
Space
film
and
sur la
Hellasat
relation
Inmarsat.
entre Ariane Espace et Hellasat Inmarsat.
Welcome all to the
Bienvenue à vous
DA2
tous pour ce lancement
In December
DA238.
last year, Inmarsat
En
and
décembre dernier,
Hellasat have
Inmarsat
entrusted
et
Ariane
Hellasat
Space
ont
with the
fait
launch of
confiance à
their
Ariane
Condosat
Espace pour le
mission,
lancement de leur
Hellasat
mission
3,
Condosat,
Inmarsat
appelée
EAN,
aussi
so-called
HS3IS.
HS3IS.
It has been a real
Cela a
win-win
été
for
réellement
Inmarsat
une
and Hellasat to
collaboration
develop this project
gagnant-gagnant
together.
pour
I
Inmarsat
would like
et
to thank
Hellasat
Hellasat,
de développer
Arabsat,
ce projet
and TAS
ensemble.
for this great journey
Je
so
tiens à
far.
remercier
It was
Hellasat,
really
Arabsat
enriching
et
for me
Ariane
and for
Space
Inmarsat.
pour ce grand
I would
voyage
like
si loin.
to thank
Cela a
all
été
my team
enrichissant
for
pour
the
moi
outstanding
et
job
pour
done.
Inmarsat.
Great job, guys.
Je voudrais aussi
Inmarsat
remercier toute mon équipe pour
EAN
leur
payload
travail
main
hors norme
mission is to
réalisé.
deliver
La mission
communication
principale de la
services
charge
in
utile
the
d'Inmarsat
S-band to support
SEAN
Inmarsat
est de
European
délivrer
Aviation
des
Network
services de
that
communication
will
en
deliver
mode S dans le
high-capacity
cadre
flight
du réseau
broadband for
d'Inmarsat
airline
pour
passengers
l'aviation
across
européenne.
Europe. These are another
EAN
great
fournira une
example
capacité
on
élevée de
Inmarsat
nouveaux envols
capabilities
pour
to
les
develop
passagers
complex
aériens
systems
dans
for
toute l'Europe.
mobile application.
The HS3IS satellite
La
will
charge
be
utile
Hellasat's second
3
satellite at
à bord
39
du
degrees
satellite
east,
fournira dans sa
delivering
couverture
in-orbit,
pour l'Europe,
direct to
le
home,
Moyen-Orient
and
et la zone
telecom
africaine
services over its
subsaharienne
coverage
des
areas
services
in
de
Europe,
télédiffusion
Middle East,
directe
and
de
Sub-Saharan
télécommunications.
African countries. Its activation
Son
will not
activation ne
only
fera pas que
maintain but
maintenir,
also
mais aussi
expand
d'étendre la
Hellasat's business
compétitivité
reach
d'Hellasat
with
avec des
additional
capacités
capacities
additionnelles
while
comme
bringing
des vidéos
video
en format à
content
haute et
in
ultra
high
haute
and
définition
ultra-high
pour les régions
definition
couvertes.
format.
The space shuttle
satellite
was
fabriqué par
manufactured by a
l'équipe
very
thalyssalienne
competent team at
Space
Thales
à
Alenia
Cannes et à
Space in
Toulouse
Cannes and
est un
Toulouse
très bon
is a
exemple
very
de
good
coopération
example
où
of a
deux charges
Condosat,
utiles ont
where
été
two
intégrées
payloads
pour
for
que
two
deux
different
clients différents
customers share
puissent
the same
partager le
bus.
même bus.
The success of this project is a result of
Au nom
strong
d'Hellasat
commitment
et
by teams
d'Arabsat,
of people,
je
not
tiens
just
à
within
remercier les
Hellasat and
équipes
Arabsat.
techniques et de management
On
de
behalf
Thales
of
Alenia
Hellasat
Space
and Arabsat,
pour
our
l'excellent
sincere
travail
thanks
réalisé
to
dans la
Thales Alenia
préparation de la
Space for
livraison
an
du
excellent
satellite.
job done in the manufacturing and delivery of the
Ariane
satellite,
Espace
to
pour une
Ariane Space
préparation très
for an
rapide du
impressively fast
lancement et
preparation for
aussi
launch,
Inmarsat
and finally
pour cette
to
excellente
Inmarsat for great
collaboration et
collaboration and
partenariat dans ce
partnership
projet
in this
appelé
Condosat
Condosat.
project over the past 3.5 years.
We are extremely
Nous sommes
happy
extrêmement
with the
heureux
very
d'avoir eu
fast
un cycle
integration
d'intégration
cycle that allow us
qui
to
nous a
be
permis
ready
d'être
to
prêts
launch
pour le
in
lancement
such a
en si
fast
peu de temps.
turnaround.
Tout
All
le
the work
travail a
was
été
just
accompli
done
en seulement
in less
6
than
mois.
7 months.
We are coming up on confirmation from the DDO
Nous attendons la
on
confirmation du
separation
DDO
of our upper
sur la
passenger.
séparation de notre passager en position
just about
haute.
10 seconds.
Début de mise en spin au profit
Always a
d'HS3IS.
Moment of high concentration here. The teams have gone through these
Les
procedures
équipes ont déjà
before, but it
effectué
does
ces
call for
procédures de très
tremendous
nombreuses fois,
focus.
mais cela demande
All
énormément
eyes
de
are on their computer
concentration.
screen.
Séparation Hellasat 3, Inmarsat SEAN.
Yeah, there you are. The first good news of the evening.
Et
Successful
voilà,
separation
première
of our
bonne
first
nouvelle de
passenger,
la
and you can see her
soirée.
leaving the mothership.
Séparation.
Hellasat 3 and Inmarsat
Premier
SEAN
passagers.
EAN right on time,
Elasat 3,
separated
Inmarsat
off of the coast of Africa. You may notice that the people here in Jupiter politely holding their applause because the mission is not over.
Les personnes
We
présentes
still
à
have to
Jupiter
separate our
n'applaudissent
final
pas
passenger,
encore car
GSAT
nous attendons la séparation du
17,
deuxième
but the
passager,
handshakes
GSAT
have
17. Il y a
occurred, and there'll
quelques
be more
poignées
of
de main quand
those
même.
at the end of the mission. The separation mode, you might have seen
Vous avez peut-être remarqué le
longitudinal
mode
spin,
de séparation. Il
minus
s'agissait
1.5
d'un
degrees
spin
per second. The
longitudinal
composite is spun
avec moins
counterclockwise.
1,5 degré par seconde.
Now that Hellasat Inmarsat is up, some of its early maneuvers, telemetry acquisition in 11 minutes from its Mingenew station, Australia, initial sun acquisition 2 hours after that, partial solar array deployment 1 hour after that. There will be 3 apogee burns, we are told, on the third, 6th
La manœuvre au profit du SILDA se déroule nominalement.
The satellite will reach its position on day 5,
ensuite,
and
le
day
satellite
6 will
atteindra
see
sa
full
position
solar array
le 5e jour
deployment, as
et
well
le
as the
6e
beginning of
jour
on-orbit
déploiement
testing,
complet des
and all
panneaux
that
solaires
handled
et début des
by
essais
the
en
new station in
orbite,
Nemea,
supervisé
Greece.
par la station de
Inmarsat
Nemea
opened the
en
station in the
Grèce.
Peloponnese 2 years ago
Inmarsat a
as
ouvert
part
cette
of its
station dans le
European
Péloponnèse il y a 2
Aviation
ans dans le cadre de son réseau européen pour
Coming
l'aviation.
up on separation of the SILDA,
On attend la séparation du
this,
SILDA.
remember, is the structure that lets us
Le
carry
SILDA,
a
c'est la
second
structure qui nous
passenger.
permet d'emporter un deuxième passager.
We've used the SILDA or an
Séparation du
earlier
système de lancement double Ariane
120
5,
times,
autrement
at
dit
least.
SILDA.
You can see there's its separation, the black bell-shaped structure
Vous
revealing
voyez à
GSAT
l'écran la séparation avec le SILDA
to
qui
the
s'éloigne
elements.
et vous voyez apparaître le satellite
Total weight for the
GSAT
two passengers
17.
today, 9.2 tons. Both have
9,2
15-year
tonnes
lifespans.
ce soir
The
pour
two
les deux
passengers
passagers
today are
avec
the
des durées de vie de 15 ans. Les deux
190th
passagers sont les
191st to be
190e et
launched on an Ariane
191e à
5,
être lancés sur une Ariane
and
5
the
et les
423rd and 24th
423e et
to be launched on an
424e à
Ariane
être
vehicle,
lancés
because
sur un
remember,
lanceur Ariane,
before
car
Ariane 5, there
souvenez-vous,
was
avant
Ariane 1, 2,
Ariane
3,
5, il y
and
avait
4.
Ariane 1, 2, 3 et 4.
Hellasat Inmarsat is the 149th satellite built by Thales Alenia
Il
Space to be
s'agit du
launched by Ariane
149e
Space.
satellite
And there's
construit
7
par
more
Thales
Thales
Alenia
Alenia
Space à être
satellites
lancé par
in
Ariane
the Ariane
Espace et il y en a encore
backlog
plusieurs dans
waiting
le
to be
carnet de
launched.
commandes qui attendent d'être lancés.
You may have heard that Europe is developing a successor to Ariane 5.
Vous
Very
avez
big
peut-être
news.
déjà
The
entendu
decision taken by
parler
ESA in
du lanceur qui va
2014 developed
succéder
Ariane
à
6,
Ariane
more
5,
market-driven
une
vehicle
décision
to
prise
meet
par
customer needs and
l'ESA. Il
market
s'agit
changes,
d'Ariane 6, un
including
lanceur
electrical
encore plus
propulsion.
adapté au marché,
It'll
y
apparently be
compris
half
grâce
the
à la
cost of
propulsion
Ariane 5 per
électrique avec un
kilo
coût
in 2 versions,
inférieur
2
à
Les
are
manœuvres au
first
profit de
one
GSAT 17
institutional
se
and
poursuivent
one
nominalement.
commercial.
avec un coût inférieur à
Now
celui
that
d'Ariane
the
5.
satellite is up, let's hear a bit more about its first maneuvers. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Following a successful injection into a geostationary transfer orbit, Thales Alenia Space will assume control of the satellite from its control center in Cannes. With support from Inmarsat and Hellasat engineering teams, Thales Alenia Space will conduct a series of health checks and subsystem initializations and activations to complete a set of apogee maneuvers and bring the satellite to its first geostationary position within 5 days. Once there, the solar arrays will be fully deployed, followed by the deployment of all reflectors. With completion of the first set of in-orbit tests, commanded by ground station Nemea, Greece, the satellite will drift its final position at 39 degrees east, complete all remaining tests, and begin its operational life.
Separation of GSAT in about 7 minutes from now.
Séparation de GSAT attendue
The
dans
upper
environ 7
stage
minutes.
is coasting now. We're out
L'étage
of our
supérieur
propulsion
est
phases.
en phase
It has a dual role.
balistique.
Propulsion came first.
Il y
Now
a
this ballistics role.
deux
With
rôles,
extinction of the
propulsion
upper
et
stage, her propulsion
balistique.
part is over, and she's
Maintenant
carrying
que,
out the second role.
l'étage
We are
s'est
coasting,
éteint, nous sommes en
and
phase
the composite
balistique.
is being spun counterclockwise
Et
in a
vous
series
voyez
of
le
operations. You can
composite
see some of that on the
qui est en
screen.
rotation.
These
Vous voyez à
maneuvers
l'écran.
range in time from a few seconds to a few minutes.
Cela prend entre quelques secondes
And,
et quelques minutes.
All this why? Well, we have to separate the first satellite in one direction and one
Et
altitude.
c'est parce que nous devons
Hellasat
séparer le
Inmarsat
premier
was
satellite
separated
dans une
at
direction et
1200
à une
kilometers.
altitude.
Then
Donc,
we
c'était le
separate
cas
the SILDA,
pour
which you just
Hellasat
saw,
3
in a
Inmarsat.
second direction
Ensuite,
and
nous
another
séparons
altitude
le
higher,
SILDA, vous l'avez
1500
vu, à une
kilometers.
altitude un peu plus haute
Finally,
dans une autre
GSAT
direction.
has to go in a
Et
third
puis,
direction
GSAT
at
doit
altitude,
être
and she
séparé
is
dans une
separated
autre
at
direction et une autre altitude, en
3,600
l'occurrence
kilometers up.
3600
All this also to
km
avoid risk of
d'altitude.
collision.
Et bien sûr, tout ceci permet
Space
d'éviter le
ballet,
risque
they call
de
it.
collision. On appelle cela le balai
The
spatial.
attitude and control system
Le
uses small
système
thrusters
d'attitude et
to
de
perform
contrôle
these
utilise des
maneuvers. You
petits
might be able to see
propulseurs pour
them
effectuer
pop
ces
on and off on the
manœuvres
screen.
et vous les verrez peut-être s'allumer et s'éteindre à
We have a
l'écran.
moment. We want to turn to the quiz question, see if anybody from our two
On a
passengers
quelques minutes,
organizations
donc
can get this one. Quiz
c'est le
question
moment
number
d'une question quiz.
238.
Question
Listen up.
quiz numéro 238.
This is not the
Écoutez
first
bien,
time
ce n'est
ISRO
pas la
and
première fois
Inmarsat have
qu'ISRO
flown
et
together
Inmarsat
on an
ont
Ariane
volé
spaceflight.
ensemble sur un vol
So our question
Ariane.
is, before
La
tonight,
question est
when
donc la
did they
suivante.
share
Avant
any
ce
launch?
soir, quand ont-ils
Get back to you with
partagé
the answer
un
in a
lancement? On vous
In our
donnera
next
la réponse
film,
dans
we take a
quelques
look at the
minutes.
relationship between
Maintenant,
Ariane
regardons un
Space
film sur la
and
relation
ISRO.
entre Ariane Espace et ISRO.
With
Avec
GSAT-17, more than 20 Israel-built satellites will have been launched by Ariane, and we are very proud of this continuous cooperation.
GSAT-17 spacecraft is a multi-band communication spacecraft with payloads operating in normal sea, upper extended sea and lower extended sea bands. It also has a mobile satellite service transponder operating in S-band. Additionally, the satellite also carries payloads for data relay as well as search and rescue services. For the first time, MSS payload is designed with a digital filter which provides reconfigurability in frequency spectrum and sharp cutoff filtering, which will significantly help in operations. GSAT-17 is the heaviest spacecraft built by ISRO and is designed for a lifetime of 15 years. The spacecraft generates about 6 kilowatts of power and weighs around 3,475 kg at liftoff. The launch campaign at Guyana Space Center has been very smooth with a very professional approach from ISRO, Ariane Space and Canis teams. The teams also shared a very cordial relationship and had interesting cultural exchanges too.
Remember, our mass at liftoff was 774 tons. What's left of that, do you think? Take a quick look. The vehicle lost 200
manœuvres d'orientation au profit de GSAT-17 se poursuivent nominalement.
That was 2 minutes after liftoff.
Le lanceur a donc perdu.
Then came the first stage. He used up all the 175 tons of propellant in that, plus another 14 tons of dry mass that was the lower stage. That was also shed. Then we separated our first
Ensuite, le premier passager a été séparé, donc cela représente 5,7 tonnes, puis le SILDA, 500 kg.
Count it. The upper stage,
on peut donc compter, il reste l'étage supérieur, 19 tonnes, la case à équipement, c'est ce que vous voyez en blanc à l'écran, 1 tonne, GSAT qui pèse 3,4 tonnes, quelques adaptateurs, donc 25 tonnes.
Remember, 9 tons placed on orbit, down from
nous allons placer 9 tonnes en orbite contre 780 tonnes lors du décollage. La masse de départ était donc composée essentiellement de carburant.
On the space base where people are very busy tonight, the CVI, the Quick Look Telemetry Display Control Center. These teams have all the means for receiving, processing, storing, and analyzing all the data coming in from the ground stations along Ariane's flight path. Remember, we talked about the downrange stations. Now, right now, these teams are following and analyzing all the key flight data coming in, and they're reporting the flight status of the vehicle back here to us in Jupiter. This is why Jupiter is called the nerve center of the space base. Later on, these data will be treated to reconstitute the entire mission. The flight will be recreated in figures
de la mission depuis le décollage jusqu'à bien après la séparation des satellites et tout sera analysé.
We are still in what they call the coasting phase, also called the free flying phase. On the animation, you're over the continent of India.
Vous voyez à l'écran.
And when you get back to the map, you can flown over the Hassan station, which is on the coast.
Le satellite vient de survoler la station de Hassan qui se trouve sur la côte.
But for now, our final film, giving a rundown of GSAT's first maneuvers after its separation.
Et les premières manœuvres.
Soon after separation, GSAT-17 spacecraft will be tracked by Master Control Facility Hassan Ground Station.
Le lanceur Ariane
the Ariane launcher will place the spacecraft into elliptical geo-transfer orbit of about 36,000 kilometers by 250 kilometers. The spacecraft will be put into circular geosynchronous orbit of about 36,000 kilometers by firing its own apogee boost motor 3 times around 26 hours, 56 hours and 78 hours after separation. Subsequently, solar panels and reflectors will be deployed and 3-axis stabilization of spacecraft will be achieved using momentum wings. Afterwards, station-keeping maneuvers will be carried out to park the spacecraft in its designated orbit of 93.5 degree east. Detailed in-orbit testing of payload will be carried out before declaring the spacecraft operational.
Less than a minute until separation of GSAT at 39:01. Separation, of course, marks an end as well as a beginning. It's an end to the launcher's mission, but the start of a lot of work for the ground crews around the world who will monitor and track the satellite, test it.
Les manœuvres d'orientation au profit du GSAT-17 sont terminées.
So those teams getting ready to take over, while here, a moment of high concentration as the teams await confirmation of separation of our second passenger. The mood here in Jupiter, I would say, very focused.
Séparation GSAT 17.
So, the final good news, and you heard the applause from the people here in Jupiter as Ariane 5 has delivered her second passenger, GSAT 17, out over the Indian Ocean. And you saw the separation different from the first passenger, GSAT 17, separated by a 3-axis stabilized So, from the tense minutes just moments ago, you can see the change here in Jupiter. Handshake, smiles, very buoyant all across the Space Center. And equally at all the points and posts where people are following the launcher and the satellite, work is just beginning or soon will be at the different ground stations for both Hellasat, Inmarsat, and for GSAT, and at other sites around. Meanwhile, back in Jupiter, we are waiting for the traditional post-separation speeches, podium being set up for our speakers, who will include Luce Fabriquet of Arianespace, Michele Franchi of Inmarsat, Christodoulos Protopapas of Hellasat, Nikolaos Papas, Greek Minister for Digital Policy, Marios Dimitriades, Supreme Transport Minister, Vasileios Maglaras, Greek Secretary of State for Telecommunications, Bertrand Moreau of Thales Alenia Space, and Dr. Sylvan of ISRO. Some of these people are seated on the VIP side, the outside of Jupiter, but Luce Fabriquet and some of the others have been working on the inside, and they will shortly be making their way out to join us on this side of the glass. Answer the quiz question if you got it. This is not the first time ISRO and Inmarsat have flown together before tonight. When did they share a launch? Twice, actually. Flight 97, June 1997, on an Ariane 4, Inmarsat 3F4, Inmarsat 2D, and Flight 214, more recently an Ariane 5, AlphaSat, and INSAT 3D.
En juillet 2013, AlphaSat et INSAT 3D.
The answers to one or both of those. Give yourselves a round of applause, and you will get to see another launch replay coming up at the end of the show, and you get to hear the speeches.
Vous avez gagné le droit de regarder
Meanwhile, up in space, what's happening with Ariane 5? Well, after separation of our